morning and welcome to the T-Mac Story Morning Show. Now, to last week topic, we was doing the topic of the women that have disrespect the men. And now today's topic is we're going to be doing the men that's disrespecting the women. So we're about to go in the studio right now. And also we have a guest, Tarusha. She's going to be on our show today, and we're going to see what we can bring to the table and see what she has and make this show a more powerful show. So join us right now. We're about to go live in about 10 minutes on the T-Mac Story Morning Show. All right, we gone.
We good? We okay? We got a picture? Are we okay? We know I'm talking with the crew here because we're just going on. We're a bit pressed for time today. Welcome to T-Mac Morning Radio Show. Anthony, of course, I help T-Mac with all his efforts and things that he does, except I don't be rubbing on the cars and fixing the cars like he does, but I try to bring light to what he does and who he is and all his efforts in life. Very great man. I don't mind following him at all. Today we got a special guest with us today. We've got Tarusha, a friend of ours who is a very good female advocate. She brings light to women's issues and social accomplishments and everything else. Say good morning.
Good morning, and thank you for having me here.
Yeah, we look forward to hearing from you in a minute. Hey, and we look forward to hearing from her for a minute. T-Mac's in the other part of the studio, and he'll be right back here in a minute. We're about to kick it off. I think we got about, let me check the time here. 9 o'clock. It's time for the show. And we should be rolling right now. See you in a sec.
Treating the black men with no respect. Words has reached us through diplomatic channels that Charlie wished to defect. We know this is a plot to go in and retrieve this document of a black man disrespecting black women. In spite of this trap, your mission, should you choose to accept it, is to get in the document and bring it back to Power 88. As always, should you or any member or your IN forces being caught or killed, the Secretary will disavoid any knowledge of your actions. This tape will self-destruct in 5 seconds. Good luck, Mr. Harris.
See, it's quiet because we're on live right now.
Good morning, Las Vegas. My name is Thomas Harris, aka they call me T-Mac, and I welcome you to the T-Mac Story Morning Show. All right, DJ Thumb, how you feeling this morning?
Feeling wonderful, sir. Feeling wonderful.
All right, we got Anthony Gonzalez in the building. He's filming me right now, and we got a special guest. Go ahead and tell who that is, Anthony.
We got Tarusha, a women's advocate, always about the accomplishments of women in society, always pushing to get things done for the ladies. Good morning, Tarusha.
Good morning to you. All right. Now, before we get started, off the record, I like to say to all the entrepreneurs and, the leaders out there, we have to also make sure that the youth that's grown up today, they look up to us as the good idols, and we need to make sure that we look behind and bring those aboard, because if they don't, they are left in the world and they go back to a life of crime. And also this is breast cancer awareness, so I like to take a knowledge to that and to the survivors out there, breast cancer survivors. So one love to all you guys out there. All right, let's get our sponsors out the way and we're gonna get on with the show. Sponsors, T's Auto Body and Paint, 649-9722. You need some collision or one-day repair, give us a call. Shout out to Hair Unlimited, 648-9500. Sight and Sound, where you can pick up a T-Mac Story movie, 648-4444. Our new production company, Shoot a Dream. We're looking for a facility to set up cameras for the youth, to shoot a dream for them free of charge. For more information, 372-1121. Also, any businesses out there that like us to come to your business and film you live on a pick topic of your choice. Give Anthony a call, 204-1484. Now, my movie, we took a turn, a twist. Instead of the Thomas Harris story, I was thinking about things in life where, what if I wasn't raised respectfully by my grandparents or my mother? What if I became this bad enemy? You know, back when I used to live on 107 in Broadway, I was walking out the house and the devil said, you're going to be selling drugs one day. I'm like, wow. I looked and I thought it came out of the window. But to this day, what if the devil never jumped out of me? Where would I be? So this movie is going to, where the demon is going to stay in me the whole entire of this movie, this bad person that doesn't know how to get along with nobody. I'm going to take it as if no love from no one in the family. And this movie is going to be called The Other Side. So join me, where we're going to bring all the Crips and the Bloods. We're going to have a park where we're going to have a picnic and shoot scenes on different sets. And let's give a shout out to the HDSP, the SDCC, the CGTH, the FMWCC, and the FCC. One love out there. And please, to everyone, this topic is a great concern. Like I said last topic, this is part 2. With the youth growing up. Because any chance of them seeing or hearing these types of altercations today might think it's okay for generations to come. Now, my last topic was women that treat the men with no respect. So I give the men today a chance to defend themselves on the topic. Men that treat the women with no respect. But first, we had a young lady that called in named Charlie, and she spoke her reasons of why the man is probably acting that way, or why the ladies actually is acting that way, because of, it seemed like she said the man is going to a different nationality. Is that true? Now, let me do an impersonation, and when we come back, we're gonna speak on it on the T-Max Third Morning Show now. Here we go. Hey, what's up there, Jack? Oh, nothing, man. Man, let me tell you something. I had a pocket full of money because I keep it like honey. Now, I was listening to this one brother talking about what he bought his girl. Look, I wish I would buy a lady something. You hear how they talk now? You see, my old lady had a bill due, right? I was just about to give it to her. Until she talked so sharp at me, I just looked at her. I wanted to say something, but my inside thought said, shove your money all the way down your pocket. I ain't giving you nothing. Then I said out loud, I ain't got it. And slammed the door. God, dog, wait a minute. Is that my phone ringing? Hold on. God, sound like my phone ring. Hold on, give me a minute, Jack. Let me take this phone call over here. Hey, baby. I need to pay a bill, and I switched your phone to auto on. Baby, it wasn't me. I'll be there in a minute. Jack, I'll catch you later, man. My dog just got hit. Come on, son. We'll be right back on the T-Max Third Morning Show.
Yo, man.
Yo.
Open up.
Now talk about the thing.
Yeah, we're on the topic, men that treat the women with no respect. And we're going to go back and see what the men has to say on that topic today. And we're going to, enjoy DJ Thump. He's going to come with us and see what happens and stuff on this powerful topic that is part 2 of the men treating women with no respect.
What's up, man? It's DJ Thump, Morning Mayhem Show, Power 88 FM. Yo, man, I'm chilling here with my man T-Mac, the T-Mac Morning Show. And I'm digging this topic, man. It's a real heavy topic. And it's about men that gets disrespected and disrespect women, that don't know how to respect women. And I'm glad he touched on this right here because, I have a mother, I have a sister, I have 3 daughters. And my mother taught me how to be a man. And I'm going to teach my women what kind of man they should expect. You know what I mean? So keep it locked. Power 88, your soul school station, T-Mac Morning Show, baby. Deuces.
Man, let's hear your side. Right here, right now, on the topic. Men disrespecting the women.
You know what, T Mac? I believe it became society driven.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I'm not going to just blame it on rap music or, you know, I just think it seems like it's cool to call women, and I'm not just going to say black, I'm going to say women, period. You know, out of their name, something disrespectful.
Right.
You know, I know that old cliche, bad meaning bad, but bad meaning good, but sometimes when we degrade our women like that, and we call them the B words or call them, you know, a garden tool, you know what I mean? There's certain criteria, certain things they have to live up to.
Yeah.
And if we expect them to live up to that, then that's exactly what they're going to be. I salute and take my hat off to all the strong women, and again, not just black, strong women that don't allow themselves to be treated or called that way. I have a mother, I have 3 daughters, you know, and I have 5 sisters, and none of them will stand up to allow someone else to degrade them in a way of calling them out of their name or treating them, you know, in an abusive manner. You know, abuse comes from verbal as well as physical.
Right.
So, you know, I just take my hat off to those women that are strong. But what we really need is we need some women to call in and to share and give some experience and maybe give some insight on how to have higher expectations of themselves.
Right.
Because if you don't know, you can't show.
Yeah.
If you don't know what to expect from yourself, you know, if you ask any of my daughters right now, what are you? They say, we are the queens that God created us to be.
Right.
You know, and I taught them that. You know, there's only so much validation you can do at home.
Right. And men, let's find out why you are so angry.
Right.
Can you deal with the stress or with the situation that they give you? Or let's speak to Josiah. Jerusa. There we go. Let's speak to Jerusa and see what she has to say of why the men disrespect the women. Good morning there, Jerusa.
Good morning. How are you today?
I'm fine, thank you.
Alrighty. Thank you so much, first of all, T Mac, and all of the family here for inviting me and allowing me to be on the panel. Repeat that question for me, please.
Now, last show we had the women that disrespect the men. And, you know, we had nice calls in, and today we're speaking on the men that disrespect the women. So we're trying to find out, why do the men disrespect the women so badly that it comes to a controversy?
What kind of man is disrespectful? Okay. A man, well, in my view, a man that is disrespectful is a man that haven't, first of all, respected his own mother. How a person treats their mother determines how you're going to treat the woman that's in your life. And so a lot of that comes back from upbringing, I believe. If there was disrespect for the child, the parent disrespected the child, then the child disrespects the parent. I believe a lot of it is also stemmed from, especially within our community, is leaving our first love, the God of the ancestors. You know, we have we've gone very far away from our morals and our standards of as descendants of slaves. So I believe a lot of things we see today is stemmed from that.
Okay.
Absolutely perfect.
Right.
Absolutely perfect.
What you got to say about that, DJ Dump?
I concur. I agree with exactly what she's saying.
All right.
You
What
know,
about you, Ed?
You know what, T? What she's saying there about men grew up in a household where they didn't. What men were saying.
Okay.
What men were saying. What she was saying about men who didn't respect their mothers initially. Well, you know what? That's absolutely true. And as I thought about it when it came out of her mouth, man, it opened up my whole world on that when I said, you know what? That's the answer. If they had the family structure that maintained the stature and the prestige of the woman as the mother, because the mother took care of you, she raised you, she nurtured you, she educated you, she fed you, she made sure you went out properly and came back home properly, didn't get in trouble. All that was the mother's responsibility. The man was to show you a whole bunch of other things, but without the mother being there in her respective role, then they couldn't have that nurturing that they needed to make it in life and be respectable that way. Then they came to the streets and everything else came unwound from there. Like I'm telling you, see, I'm hot on the topic. When she said that, it opened my eyes. I said, wow. Wow, I said.
I'd like to add, if I can I add something now? I'm kind of fired up now.
Sure.
Yeah, go ahead.
Because this is my passion. First of all, I think nowadays we women don't really know our value, our power of really who we are.
Mm-hmm.
The woman and God's plan and intention for her to being in the home
Mm-hmm.
was to set the tone, the atmosphere, to be the gatekeeper.
Okay.
She was the one that watched over the home. The man represents the priest of the home.
Okay.
He's the headship. He goes out. He toils the land when, with the
Yes.
sweat of his brow. And
Yes.
he brings in the provision. The woman provides in the home.
Okay.
And so now that we don't have the woman in the home, and then a lot of, in our community, we never had men in the home.
Mm-hmm.
So now the children are home alone. Right there is disrespect because they have no covering.
Mm-hmm.
And when they have no covering, then they look outside of the home for
Okay.
that father image.
Now, are
and
you
that mother
saying, okay, that sounds good. Now, are you saying that the man or the woman is trying to take the position of the man's part, or, it just kind of, are they bumping heads with each other?
It's a woman taking the man's part.
Okay, I don't think so much the woman really wants to take that position.
Yeah.
She had no choice. I came from a single family home. My mother raised 5 girls.
Okay.
Well, 4 girls, 1 boy, excuse me. And because women have male and female hormones, we know how to shift gears, okay? We can shift it anytime we need to.
Right.
But when you have children like that, you have to pull on the male hormone to be that protector and that strong voice to
Okay.
keep that child in line when you don't have that father. But I believe every woman wants to live in her sensitive side, her feminine side. That's what makes her truly a woman, that flower, that fragrance of who she is.
Okay. Very good. Okay, well, let's take a caller and see what the caller has to say, too.
Sounds good. Let's do it.
647-3688. Welcome to the T-Mac Story Morning Show. What's your name, and go ahead with your comment.
My name is Kay, and I just had a few comments. First of all, good morning, everybody.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Good
Thank you for
morning.
calling.
One thing I like to point out, I think it's a systematic breakdown of family.
Yes.
The same, virtues that I was raised with, they are no longer existent. I hate to say it, but time out being a last resort,
Mm-hmm.
a lot of kids don't respect that. Then you also got to take into consideration, the drug abuse that was injected into our communities and, things of that nature, which give the child a reason to disrespect the parent. If the parent isn't taking care of, business, then, the child is going to run about it and run free. And the last thing I want to point out is the parents are overcompensated with work. They don't have time to raise their children anymore. Usually daycares, 24-hour daycares, and things like that are raising
Safe
our kids. We're
That's
not
right.
doing it
That's
anymore.
right.
Wow. Okay.
And that's all I want to say.
I really appreciate your comment, my brother. Thank you for calling the T-Mac Story Morning Show. Let's take one more caller. Caller, welcome to the T-Mac Story Morning Show. What's your name? Go with your comment.
My name is Teresa, and I have to say with what your female guest that you have on, I agree with what she is saying as far as women didn't have a choice when you don't have a family structure where there is a mother and a father, and I believe in gender roles.
Okay.
And there's a certain role that a father in the home brings, and a certain role that the mother brings. It's one or the other is absent, and they are left to have to do the job on their own. There is a breakdown, like the last caller is saying. And for me, when I was looking at going through my divorce,
Okay.
and prior to that, I was making, $6,000-$7,000 a month. We were still 2 income, but I was primarily the primary
Breadwinner.
income of the family. But when I went through understanding, getting married, and wanting to hand over the reins, we made some changes so I could be at home. And when I was looking at having to be a single mother and having to take on the role of being both father,
Okay.
well, not necessarily father, but the disciplinarian as well as the nurturing factor in the home,
Right.
I decided to cut back on work, save my money, paid my bills, no more credit, no more daycare, none of those things. Really
And
cut
where?
my budget down to just the necessities so I can be available to my children, so
Okay.
my children can have me and they can lean on me truly
Okay.
for both their parental needs.
Okay, very good. And that's where the disrespecting came in at, huh? I guess from all that stress that you have there, huh?
You know what, T?
Go ahead.
I'm sorry, go ahead, caller.
Okay, go ahead, call out. Okay, call out. Thank you for calling the T-Mac Story Morning Show. Thank you so much.
And you know what, T, I was thinking right there as that caller mentioned that. How many men actually end up with disrespect for the woman because they were no longer bringing in that money they were relying on and all those types of things like that.
It's a big responsibility, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
How many men were so shallow that when the wife stopped working, they started disliking that female?
All right.
That's what I want to know.
Okay, Josiah, you heard it.
You know what, and I'd like to add to that too. First of all, I believe it with the young girls.
Okay.
The young girls, a lot of times, with not having the father in the home, the Bible talks about this, and I'll refer a lot to scripture because it's foundation. I won't quote scriptures, but the father was placed in the home for the main purpose, not only to provide and provision, but to give the seed of his children identity. So every young girl, and I was one of those young girls that was searching for love in all the wrong places, looking for my daddy to tell me who I am. So they look for men. That's why the pimps and all of the hustlers and all of the, they're looking for daddy. And little girls, we have so much love in us. We are the feminine side of God. And so consequently, we will lay our life down. We will walk down the street just for daddy to tell me I love you, or for daddy to tell me that I am somebody. It's a twofold thing going on here. But the whole thing, if you look at it from a perspective and you step back and look at what's happening today, and then go to Revelation, it's all about the enemy, the serpent is after our children. And it's filterating from our community, the heart of every inner city, into your community, just like the days of Pharaoh.
Exactly what's going on.
You know what, T-Mac, I'm glad she said that, because we as men, and I'm speaking no specific gender, just men, we have to validate our children at home.
Right.
I mean, whether it's boy or girl. I mean, men, we need to show our young men how to be men. Right. And then we need to show our daughters what to expect out of a good man. You know, I participate in something called Daddy-Daughter Day. Right. And we go out and I open the door for her and I close the door for her. And when we walk to anywhere, she already knows, don't touch that door. Right. So when she gets with another man, she gets an older man, and daddy don't want anything from you. Yeah. He does these things because not only do, I want to, but I'm supposed to.
There you go.
So therefore, when she get with a man, she has to do the things that her daddy did for her or more. Open the door for you. Yes. I mean, treat you like a queen that you are.
That's right.
Because if you allow that man to do anything other than treat you like the queen that you're supposed to be, then there's no telling what you're going to get. And if we don't validate them at home, they'll get validation out in the streets. That's right. And that's the validation you don't want. Because like she said, the pimps and the gangsters and all them, they're going to tell them things that the flesh is weak. Yeah. Right. They start seeing these guys in fancy cars, and somebody told me a guy with fancy rims, and he's only looking for a chick.
Hey, that's kids. I mean, you heard that right there. So let's get our kids and train before they hit the real world.
You got to. You have to. Where do you learn church etiquette? You learn it at home first. Right. Where do you learn school etiquette? You learn it at home first. Because the things that you practice at home are things you're going to take out with you in society.
Exactly. And then these thoughts that, parents don't think that they hear, that the child hear them in another room, and they hear everything.
Absolutely. I'm glad you said that. It's the way our fathers treat their mothers as well.
Right. And they'll go on thinking that it's okay behind closed doors. So let's, we got to argue. Let's make sure the kids is not around.
Hey, not only that, T-Mac, sometimes the guys be dragging that behavior right out into the streets, and
there you go.
It's not behind closed doors anymore. You see them being abused and mistreated, disrespected, right in the streets. To the drive up at the restaurant, the guy be all happy eating, and the lady be taking care of 3, 4, 5 kids while he's all happy, has no responsibilities.
That's it.
That drives me nuts.
Wow. Okay, we got a caller. Let's go ahead, Josiah. We're gonna speak to you.
Anyway, don't worry, everybody gonna be something. But I want to add to that too. Okay. We have to look at, I think we all are guilty of what we see happening with our children today, the media, music, even technology. Even if you have one parent in the home, I notice so many people are texting. They're not in the present moment. They're in the virtue reality, which that's another topic, okay? Because in reality, virtue reality is not real. This is real. So the kids are home and no one is actually in the present moment. So here it is. You have a human being, a life that is now depending on computers and technology to give you life. There's no way they can do that. We get life from like breath to breath, what we're doing right now.
Yes.
Iron sharpen iron. When we give that attention to our children and really give our ear without texting and all of these distractions to keep us again away from being the gatekeeper, the eye watch. I like to call it Little Red Riding Hood and the wolf. I'd like to say, and we're not watching our children, so the wolf can come in and take our children.
Oh my God.
I'm passionate about it. I mean, you know what? I'm a little really upset about it because I listen to some. I hope you don't mind me say this. I have just joined forces with the Court Catalyst with Judge Sullivan from Family Court and Maria, Judge Maria, and a number of nonprofit organizations, small groups. We're not looking to take money. They are sharing with us what is happening with our children and other children that are being in the system, not because the parents are on drugs or anything. It's because they can't afford them anymore.
Exactly.
So they're giving the children away. And so I realize my passion is so big. I can't do this thing by myself. So I will align myself with a T-Mac and an Anthony and Cart Catalyst.
And give them your website too.
We gotta raise this awareness and this army up because our children is who the enemy is after to destroy, and we see it happening even with trafficking. That's a whole nother subject.
All right.
We have one more call, T. We're going to run a shorter time, so we're going to ask this caller to give his comments 30 seconds or less, please.
Thank you.
Okay.
Welcome to the T-Max Third Morning Show.
Very profound and it touches the heart. But a lot of women out here don't know how to be treated like a woman. And so you should be treated bad.
Yes.
How can they treat their women or their daughters how to be treated like a lady when they don't know how to be treated like ladies?
Man.
It's a cascading effect.
That's so
Very
true.
good point. Very good point.
Thank you so much, buddy, and thank you for calling the T-Max Third Morning Show.
Hey, that's true. I mean, you look at the women, look at the ratio of women that are being abused. And not only that, but more importantly, those that are sticking in abusive relationships because they feel that he loves me. He beats me because he loves me. He curses me out because he loves me. I did something wrong because I spoke out of turn. And all those things are they're wrong.
Right.
They're wrong. And again, if they don't know what to expect, then they only expect what they get.
That's it.
Oh, you're talking about there where a man is commanding respect that he has not yet earned. Absolutely. And then as Jerusha spoke of earlier, you need that eye-to-eye contact anymore, that breath-to-breath, that heart-to-heart. That's how you disseminate with the family and educate.
And you know what? I want to say this too because, again, it goes back to parents respecting children as well. If you walk through Walmart, I don't know if you've ever walked through Walmart and you hear some of my own people cussing their children out like they dogs. I mean, it makes me mad because they're just doing what their parent did. And you want this kid to respect you. Now you're speaking a different language. That child's going to speak the language that you've been speaking. You cuss at that child going to cuss at you.
Absolutely, absolutely. We're running out of time, T-Mac. And of course, you want to thank all of your guests.
I want to thank Jerusha.
Can you give your website, please? Jerusha, right?
Okay, Jerusha McDonald. Thank you. T-Mac, my website is www.women, W-O-M-E-N, with a vision at, where am I? .com. Also, AfricansCry.com.
All right. Until next time, one love with everyone. And we thank you for joining the T-Mac Story Morning Show. Peace.
Thank you, T-Mac. Oh, you know what? When I thought callers were going to be the hot topic, Jerusha beat it up. She said something to me about when, you know what, it's eye-to-eye contact. No more of this texting stuff back and forth. It's impersonal. It don't reach. It don't touch nothing. Guess what? It's about eye-to-eye contact. It's about breathing on that person, letting them see your emotion with their face and all those things. She talked about the men taking their disrespect to the streets. T-Mac Morning Radio Show had a great guest on because the T-Mac Morning Radio Show is always great anyway. The topics that hit your heart, the topics that are concerned of everybody each and every day. And guess what? The people who are noticing it and want to talk about it and draw everybody in to pay attention to it. And look at that. That's the love. That's what we're talking about. The love right there.
This topic can expand in so many different directions. You know that?
What's up, man? How you doing?
I can't get out of you now. You're 28. You're getting old, man. Watch out.
Is that one of your friends, family?
Oh, my
God, beautiful. That's exactly what we needed. Oh, good, perfect.
Is that great?
You got that camera on?
So it's rolling.
Listen, man.
It's rolling.
DJ Thump, I'm sitting here with the beautiful Miss Jerusha,
Yeah.
and she just added so much flavor to the show. You are a wonderful woman of God. Please give this woman her respect that is due. Today's topic are men that disrespect women and women that allows it.
Yes.
And if you listen to the show, she gave a very profound definition of what's going on in our society. I take my hat off to you. I salute you. You are a beautiful woman, very educated, a queen that needs to be bowed to. Get this.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yes. DJ Thumb, Morning Mayhem Show, Power 88, T-Mac Morning Show, every first and third Monday, Power 88 from 9 to 9:30. Keep it locked, baby, and we love you.
And let's save the family.
Yeah, save them.
Save the family. Let's snatch them back from the wolf.
Give me my child back.
Take them back.
Oh man, that was amazing. That was the most powerful show today. You know, Jerusalem came on and Josiah came and did her thing. You know what I'm saying, on the T-Mac's Third Morning Show.
There's proper representation today.
Snatch you back
And
from the
we're gonna
hands of the
continue.
wolf.
And we're gonna make the power. Stay on Power 88.
I know who you were.
So station.
Okay, this is coming up. It's called The Gathering. Africans Cry Gathering. It's going to be August 1st through the 7th. A cruise right there on the East River of New York City where Statue of Liberty is. Honey,
wow.
we're ready to liberate. And we want to invite you for this historical event. We're going to have Dr. Ron Myers from the National Juneteenth. He is the one that's the mover shaker. I mean, it's going to be powerful. So we want to invite you to come out. Further information, call me, Jerusha, 702-587-6430.
And you heard it right here. Jerusha said it all on the T-Mac's Story Morning Show with DJ Thump.
Yes, sir. Give me my child back.
Hey, we got work to do. We got work to do.
I
We
like
got work
that.
to do.
There you go.
All they have to do is write an essay on why they think that they should be honored with a scholarship to play football. There's something that's scholastic. It's something that gives them something to do.
Right.
So we pick 5 essays out of that, and we pay for their uniforms, their admission, their trophies, their banquet, the All-Star game. We all go out to we go either California or we go to Reno.
Yeah.
So all expense paid. That's 5 kids that we pay for. All of us, we as coaches, we put our money together and we sponsor 5 kids to play. The team averages 20 to 25 kids on their team. So you're looking at a third of the team is getting sponsored to play.
Beautiful.
You know, so you got a lot of parents saying, well, I can't afford it. You don't know what you can afford. And we need to get that mentality out of our parents' mind, saying what I can't afford. Say that's not in my budget. That's better than say that's not in my
You'll never
budget.
be able to afford it, and at the
There you
same
go.
time, you're teaching your children a different language.
Absolutely.
You can do all things. You got to,
All
out of the
things.
power of our mouth.
You have to
we can
speak it
life
into
or we can
existence.
speak death.
You have to speak
Yes.
it into existence.
Yes.
So now we have a roster of 27 kids on our team. 5 of them got full scholarships to play, and it was 2 kids. And I'm not bragging. I don't want any of this. God gets the glory. I don't want any of it. There's 2 kids that I paid for myself, because they came to me and their parents couldn't pay the rest of their fees. And they owed, one kid owed 80, another kid owed like $60. The money that this man blessed me with on the tip, I took that same money and went
Hallelujah.
right up to there, and I blessed that kid to be able to play football.
Hallelujah, brother.
To be able to play football. I don't want the
Investing in
glory
that
for it.
kid's
I don't want it.
future.
He doesn't want it. Every time he
Yes.
blesses me, he does it secretly.
Yeah.
You know, he don't, hey, look, this is what I'm finna give Thump. You know what I'm saying? Here, man, bless
He
you,
does
brother.
it right.
And what I do is I take this and I go do something good with it. You know, and it's only gonna recycle. It's a cipher. It's a cipher. Children are like sponges. They absorb only what we spill. If we spill negative, then they're gonna absorb negative, and then they're gonna ring negative vibes right on back out to our community. But if we teach them how to love, how to honor, how to respect themselves, community, everything around them, everybody has made mistakes.
Right. Everybody benefits from it.
But a smart man learns from his mistakes. A wise man learns from the smart man's mistakes.
Wow.
Mhm,
Okay,
mhm.
I like that. I like that. I think this topic is, I don't know what you guys have been talking about. Is it always around family?
Yeah.
Social issues.
This
Always
was
social
part 2.
issues.
Last week we did the women that disrespect our men. And we had a lot of women. There was women that called in last time, right? A lot of women called in about disrespecting the man. And now he turned it around, and today it was men that disrespect women. And there's so many avenues and ways that it went a lot of different ways. But it stayed. There was a story of 3 men that was blindfolded, and one touched an object, the other one touched the same object, and the third man touched the same object. And when they took their blindfolds, with their blindfolds on, they each gave their own definition of what they touched. When they took their blindfolds off, all 3 of them touched an elephant. One touched the trunk, one touched the tail, one touched the ear. And they all gave different definitions, but they all talked about the elephant. And that's what this was. You gave your definition of how a woman, I love how you broke that down, the fragrance. I love how you broke that down for the women. And then here I am, I'm talking about how men, we need to respect not only our women, but ourselves. Learn what respect is. How can I respect you and I don't even know what respect is?
That's the whole point, because it starts at home.
Respect yourself.
You have to validate it at home.
And I think this is good. It's good in so many ways, because it's not only just here, it's even in our churches. And I was going to talk about that, but I said, we'll do that another time.
I briefly touched on it.
Opening the door is good, but see, a lot of pimps and hustlers and gangbangers are opening doors, or they go, bitch, open your own door.
Right.
But at the same time, there's another step after you open that door. That's follow through. It's like sales. You open up and sell. Then they got to close you.
That's right.
Now, gangbangers doing it with trafficking. So we got to learn. We got to be strategic to turn around what the devil meant to be bad that he's using with them, and in order to snatch it back.
So don't just open that door. Secure her. Make sure you hand her that seatbelt so she can go ahead and come on. Lock or unlock your door so she don't have to reach over. My sisters used to always do this because my dad says make the attempt to open that man's door. When he opened yours, make the attempt to reach over. And I beg to differ. I want her to be comfortable and secure. I'll unlock my door from that side.
That's right. And that's the key, what you just said. A woman, that's all she wants, is to be safe and secure. What a man wants is he wants to be able to come home and be a king. He wants you to lift him up.
Right.
It's really simple.
And it's not
The
going
woman,
on right
because the
now,
Bible says she's the weaker vessel, so she needs you to protect her. Like that little girl. She's always a little girl, even though she's in a woman body. And the man, he wants you to give him affirmations as king of the home.
Right.
There's nobody like you, baby. Just you.
But see what happens, we're in a generation where like the young lady said, she was the breadwinner. She's making more money than a man. And see, money is the root of all evil, but at the same time, it's only for those that use it in an evil way. Now, if she's making more money than him, that's fine. Because nowadays, you need 2 incomes to make it. You need 2 incomes. So if she's making the bulk of the money, that's fine. Still protect and do your role. Because not only is a man a provider, he is also a protector. So therefore, if she's making more money, okay, that's fine. You still protect that family. It's coming through the
like
same.
A man, he's gonna feel, like he's just a weak enemy, or a weak person.
But what happens? You have other females that are, misery loves company. You have other females that are, they got 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 different kids by 6, 7, 8 different baby daddies, and they're miserable, and they see that you're struggling, and instead of trying to figure out, let's join forces together and raise this village together, and let's do this. They want to hate on each other. Well, your man, he ain't ish. He ain't this. He's sorry. No, all 7 of your men is sorry.
But you know what? And this is another show. And I'm gonna do this. I'll tell you about this later. Anyway, the other thing to that is because women are watching Housewives, which I hate, and they're keeping us. See, I always think about Daughters of Eve. I think about Sister Eve. She the one that started all this. But in reality, because of her power, why didn't the serpent go after Adam? He went after Eve. Why? Because she's the life source. She gives life. She's the power source. That's another thing. So why do you think they're using the housewives? Because none of them housewives dictate who I am. And only betrayal.
Is it a condition? No.
Go back to the bee thing. Who's the baddest bee? But it's all about seduction. Again, it's the same serpent that.
How is it cool for women to call each other bitches?
How is it cool?
How is it supposed to be She wearing that. Ooh, bitch. But as soon as a man say, "Oh my God, bitch, you look good," it's a fight. It's getting ready.
That depends on the generation, because the young people today, they take that as a compliment. It goes back to what's in the home.
That's what I said. Bad meaning bad, or bad meaning good. They get it all confused. My daughters, if you call them a bitch, it's a problem.
Right.
It's a problem. Let's close out, man.
All right.
Right there.
I have had a fabulous time.
All right, you heard it.
That's
Powerful words.
Yes.
Next time we see you on the T-Mac Story Morning Show.
Hey, give me my kids back.
Right, snatch it back.
Wow. Got some good information on the stoop. Now, we're here today on the topic men that disrespect the women. Now, last show we did the women that disrespect the men. Now, this day we had Jerusha here today, and it was just explosive. You know, it kept everything balanced out, and we got the points across to things that was going on real powerful. So join us, and we're gonna have segments on the website tment.co where we're gonna be showing her if you did miss the show. So join us here, right here, on the powerful show of the T-Mac Story Morning Show. All right, we're right back. We finally caught her though. We got her here right now on the stoop with an interview with Jerusha, and she joined us here on the T-Mac Story Morning Show on the topic men that disrespect black women. Go ahead, Jerusha.
Well, thanks again, T-Mac. I'm just loving it. I told him I had to pull teeth just get a chance to meet this man, okay? Loving the movement. I love what you talked about today. And kind of just a takeoff from the radio show today, you know, is women. What was the topic again? Men disrespecting women, right?
Disrespecting women. And then last segment we had the women that disrespect the men. So yeah, we did the men today. And you did a very lovely job at kind of opening up the doors, and especially to the women out there that thought we was trying to be men, trying to bring them down, and you kind of said it right.
Well, because when a woman doesn't know who she is and she's not valued in the beginning, then she looks for that being documented outside of herself, as I said on the show. And what happens is she loses the true femininity of who she is. She never discovered it. In the beginning, as a child, we discover it, but it's somewhere in there from abuse, of verbal abuse, she lost that. And one thing good about the show is that we're able to kind of snatch that child back and give them to remember who they were as a child and to begin to embrace that. That femininity is not a weakness, it's a power.
Wow. You heard it. She said it, not me, on the T-Mac Story Morning Show. We'll see you next time.